DC the beat man.
So epic. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trade, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Now, you can see we got my man Byron on the show again. Byron, what's good with you, man?
Man, nothing, man. Just chilling, enjoying life. Watched the World Cup today. That was pretty exciting.
It was. Shout out to Argentina for winning that one. Messi, I know he's enjoying himself a wonderful time now. Not going to be retiring. So shout out to you. Actually, whole time. That is a quick take, so we will be resurfacing that very briefly. I won't be speaking too much on it. I'm still trying to learn on FIFA and whatnot, but soccer and whatnot. But how's your holidays treating you? Did you get all your gifts in order?
Yeah, man. I got my family some gifts and things like that. So just try to show them some love as best as we can. I think it's important, to give back to them as they give back to us. So.
Facts. Are you doing any traveling or?
Yeah, so I got some family who lives in PA and things like that. So I probably go to PA for Christmas and things like that.
Okay.
New Year's I probably stay where I'm at in Virginia, but Christmas I probably go to Christmas I probably go to PA with my grandmother.
Okay, all right, good stuff. Sounds like a good time. Always a good time to enjoy family, friends, loved ones. So, but there's definitely sports going on the holidays, so that's what we here to talk about. We're gonna dive right into it. We got some quick takes here. Brittney Griner, she has returned, but we're talking about her WNBA return. What do you expect, right? Because you get, for those who don't know, Byron actually played, or he was part of the Baltimore Ravens, got selected and all that good stuff, got the OTAs. We know she's coming back from Russia. That mindset coming into the next season, what are you expecting from her?
I would say there's definitely going to be some rust. I think that's the biggest thing. There's definitely going to be some rust. Her sitting where she sat, not being able to work out in the prison and things like that. I'm sure she lost some weight, lost some strength. The ability is there for sure. After a couple reps, I'm sure she'll be fine. But I think she'll definitely be rusty. I think she'll definitely be rusty. I don't think it'll be she's back in playing all-star ball. I don't think that she was an all-star when she was playing in WNBA at the time. I don't know if she was or not, to be honest with you. So, but if she was, how fast does she get back to that return? I think it's based on how much work she puts in. And I think that's what it comes down to. But I always will say the most challenging thing, is that every year the pool gets more talented. Every year, you got younger girls coming out, college, hoop. So it's not going to be, she's back in the swing of things because she's 6'8". That doesn't mean anything. She has to, work on her game, work on her ability. So I would say, is it possible? Yeah. How fast it happens is really up to her and, her, level of effort and commitment to the game of basketball.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. That might have sounded a little cold, but it's factual to a degree too, though. Like at the end of the day, she has to put in the work if she wants to come back, right? Like that. You're obviously going to have rush. You're obviously going to have humps to get over, hurdles to get over. But if she wants it, she'll make it happen. And she is 6'8". She is one of the more dominant players. She was an all-star when she played, but I think she's able to get back. It's more so just the feel of the game, the touch, like just getting those nuances of the game back and getting back in the swing of things. So I don't know how long that'll take. She's already on the court, so that's a good sign. She said she's ready to come back, so I thought that was good to see. But I'm looking forward to see BG back on the court and seeing what we can do. But like you said, though, she has to put in that work because just being 6'8" now, that does not mean anything. There are other players her height in the WNBA, so that is fair. That is fair to mention. But again, quick takes. So I'm not gonna harp on that too long. Now, you're a coach, right? So let's say your team is down 15. Obviously, you're in football, so it's a little bit different. You got 2 touchdowns, boom, you back in it. But in basketball, that's like what, 5 threes, but threes aren't always the easiest to knock down. That's 7 to 8 field goals, but you got to make every and then stop all them. Like,
Right.
if you're up 15 points, okay, and then you end up losing that game. And it's early in the season. We're talking about college basketball to be specific. Alabama lost that game, and they're down 15. Are you worried as a coach about that 15-point deficit?
I mean, I would say, would I be worried? I think if it happened consistently of blowing leads, I think that's the case. Especially to a bad team. I mean, I just checked the box score and checked the records. Both teams are 9-1. I mean, one team was 4th in the country, one team was 5th.
Mhm.
So I would be more worrisome if it happened consistently. You know, whether we had numerous lapses in the season where teams going 10-0 runs and things like that. I think it's more worrisome. I think if it's a once in a blue moon, things happen. I think things happen. I think sometimes we lose focus. We go cold. We go cold. We can't get things together. So I wouldn't be as worried if it's a 1 or 2 time thing, but if it's a continual thing, I'll be worried. I will be worried, especially if it wasn't a good team. Bama basketball has been growing. The last probably about 5-6 years, they have been growing. And they're like I said, they're number 4 in the country for a reason. So give credit where credit is due. They got guys on scholarship too, and I back when I played sports in college. I would always say, they got guys on scholarship too. You might be talented, but they got other guys who got, that are on scholarship too as well. So, tip your hat off to Alabama for fighting, for not giving up, for not, kicking the can in. But also Houston needs to understand of how to get easy buckets, and maintain momentum. So.
Okay. So then, let's say this happened consistently. What's your first thought?
Yeah, so if this happens consistently, my first thought would be number 1 is how are we getting our buckets early on in the game, right? What is something that's leading us to get out into big leads, and then what are things that's leading us to lose big leads? Oftentimes, numbers lie. There may be times where the box score looks like you're playing good defense, but teams are missing open shots on the perimeter, star players in foul trouble, something like that. So I say numbers lie. I would say if it happens consistently, I would make an adjustment. I would either, it might be a lineup adjustment. It might be, calling more plays or calling less plays, understanding your personnel of your team. So I think the biggest thing is, I'm on outside, I'm looking in for Houston basketball. So I'm not really sure what their problems are. I know that they do have that really good wing player and things like that. So maybe, it might be, giving him, easy touches. Are they double teaming him? Is a team so structured around him that the other players, can't really succeed if he's not getting it going, right? Or is he not getting his teammates involved enough? I'm not really sure because I haven't watched every Houston game. I have watched a few.
I mean more so in general.
Yeah. So I would say, and like I said, I know he's one of the best players. So I would say, just try to get easy buckets. It might, getting out in transition. Maybe not playing in the half court as much. Half court basketball, no matter where you are, is tough. Especially in college basketball. There's a lot of zones, a lot of gap defense that you got to break. So,
right.
Just getting easy buckets. Staying out of foul trouble is probably the best way to kind of push things moving forward to stay, to sustain leads.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely got to know your personnel. KYP always. So if that means getting more in transition, like you got to understand how the team ended up beating you, because there's going to be a pattern, especially if you're blowing 15-point leads. You clearly are doing something repetitive. So it's always good to study yourself, study your opponents, and make those adjustments. Because anybody can say, I'd make an adjustment, but how would you know what to make unless you've studied? You know what I'm saying? So like you always got to study yourself, even if you're keeping leads. I think you need to study yourself. So
absolutely,
that's an excellent point to bring up. But speaking of studying, watching, this is something I can honestly say I'm trying to get better in. But the World Cup, it did just end. Like we said earlier, Argentina won. Shout out to Messi and the boys. Byron, you said you watched it from start to finish. What was your biggest take on the World Cup?
Believe it or not, that actually ties into what we just talked about, blown leads. France came out the game not being able to control the ball, right? Mm-hmm. So the time of possession or the placement of the ball was heavily in Argentina's hands. I mean, they scored, I think the first score was at the 23rd minute or something like that, very quickly. So, and it was a penalty kick by Messi to start off. So I would say for Argentina, they weren't as talented as France, to be honest. I think France had a lot more athletic players. They came out very flat. I mean, you could see it. Messi made a good hockey assist to get him up 2-0 and things like that. So, but then you could see how France, when they got it going, they scored 2 goals in a minute and 30 seconds. At the 82nd minute and like the 83rd minute, it was very quick. It was very, very quick. So you see them come back very fast, but they came out so flat. They came out very, very flat. Mbappe didn't have too many touches to start off in the game. He really hardly touched the ball in the first half at all. I mean, I think maybe had like 3 touches in the whole first half. It was really bad. So, he scored all their goals. He had a hat trick. And I think it's the same thing that we just talked about before. They relied too heavily on their star for them to win the game. Argentina. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Would you say this was comparable to the Celtics versus Warriors finals? And the reason why I say that is because, and again, I'm not like the biggest soccer fan, so if it's not the case, you educate me, please.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
Lionel Messi could be like Steph Curry, because you said that France had the better team, I guess, the more athletic players. Team.
Yeah, they did.
I equate that to the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, like they had the more athletic team. But you have Lionel Messi, who seems to be the leader, the star of this team. Did he win it for Argentina?
No, France lost it.
Okay, so maybe it might not be it.
France lost it. I would tell you, when the game, like I said, Mbappe, he had 3 goals. He had two PKs, and then he had one a regular goal. I would say it wasn't comparable. I could see the Curry and Messi comparison in regards to winning a championship or winning an MVP. Mm-hmm. But honestly, just watching them, I mean, the game came down to PKs. Every player on France shot the ball to the left from the PK, so the goalie was just automatically jumping to the left side, or to his right, our left, jumping to that side every single time the kick was thrown. I mean, even Mbappe's 2 PKs were to the same side. Even his PK in overtime, or to determine the game, was to the left. He just made his because he was more powerful and confident in his shot. Argentina didn't miss a PK. They made every single one. So France,
them kicking to the left, is that game plan?
I think it's. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's game plan. I'm not sure if that's that's more of a psychological thing. For the goalie, you can't pity patter. You have to decide. It's really a guessing game. It's an educated guess. I mean, you literally can't. I mean, that's the hardest. If you understand soccer and where that ball is placed, defending that is nearly impossible. It's nearly impossible because you have to defend 2 spots or 3 sides of the goal, the middle, the left, and the right. And I think a penalty kick is only 15 feet away or 10 feet away. It's something very close.
Yeah, it's at the top of the box, right? Or like within it still,
it's within the box.
Okay.
It's within the box, yeah. It's within the box. So I want to say it's about 10 to 15 feet. Don't quote me on that. But it's very close. It's very close. So you got to think, man, these are professional soccer players. They have strength. They have power. They have velocity. They have spin on the ball. I mean, there's so many things that you got to factor in. The only way for you to stop it is if you guess correctly. That's really it. You have to guess correctly on where the ball is going. So, and hat tips off to Argentina's goalie.
Martinez with hands to it. The French have been down and out. Come on, tripped. Could be advantage. It is advantage. It's Robbie over the middle. Tip home.
All right, we are back. Now, y'all saw the game, so you know we have to talk about it. The Vikings 30-point I'm sorry, let me put some respect. 33-point comeback, because I saw 33-0 at one point in time. That's wild. Like, I'm sorry. Let me put the banner on properly. Like, we just talked about comebacks, right? The Colts, I don't think, have done this back to back. But like, Byron, this is 33 points. Like this is tough. And I hate to be this guy, right? But Matt Ryan is on the team. So this is another like 28 plus point deficit that his team has lost. What's the bigger story? The Colts losing the game or the Vikings winning the game?
I think,
or the Vikings being down or being in that position to begin with.
All right, that was a loaded question. Let me break it down. Number one, the Vikings. I looked at a stat. The Vikings have the worst total defense in the league this year. Their defense is horrendous. They've had numerous games this season to where they came back and won. Numerous. Their record, I wouldn't say shouldn't be the way that it is because it is what it is. But a lot of their games, they have came back and won this season. I tip my hat off to the Vikings for doing so. Like I said, they've had numerous comeback wins and close possession wins there that all season. So I tip my hat off to them for doing that. I don't think that's sustainable in the playoffs, and we'll get to that soon. I don't think that's sustainable in the playoffs. I would say the bigger story here is the Colts blowing that game. Yeah, a team can come back down 33-0, but I just looked at a stat. They crossed the line. They crossed the midfield line one time in the second half, and when they did, they got a field goal. So you had no offense. No offense against one of the worst defensive teams in the NFL.
Which is also weird because you just dropped 33 points.
Right.
I didn't understand it.
Right. So I'm not sure if, and like I said, the Colts are, I mean, they're 4-9-1 or 4-10-1, something like that. So it's not like they've been winning a lot of games. I mean, their coach got fired mid-season. So it's not like they've been winning a lot of games. They're a great team. I wouldn't say that they're a high-powered offense. I wouldn't even say that as well. So I think the bigger story is, are the Vikings overrated? Yes, they won the game. That's good. But you can't be leading your division because the Packers are terrible this year. The Lions are semi-decent, and the Bears are the Bears until they help Fields. When they get into the playoffs, it'll be interesting to see who they match up against. They'll probably get the Cowboys first round, most likely. They'll probably get the Cowboys first round. So we'll see how that game goes. Yeah. So they might get them the first round or second round. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
We've seen that
motivated too.
Yeah, we've seen that before. So, and they got spanked when they played them last time. Then they lost. What, 40-3?
40-3.
40-3. Yeah. So that right there.
Those humbling losses help motivate you too for that second game going forward. So
it does. It does. But like I said, I don't think a team can consistently come back from behind and win,
right? Especially
in the playoffs. I think that's tough to do for anybody. I don't think that's a sustainable win. It's coming back from behind.
I can see that. Like, this team kind of gives me Bengals vibes last year for some reason. I think they have arguably the best offense in the NFL. It's just, I think mine and a lot of other people's trepidations is Kirk Cousins. Like, he's my fantasy quarterback, but sometimes Buddy be kind of, wavy. And I'm like, I need Kirk to be a little more consistent for me. So that's my only trepidation. But I do agree with you. When you're in the playoffs, you need a solid defense. Like, again, going back to my Panthers, we're 15-1. We get all the way to the Super Bowl. We had a good defense. but still lost to a great defense with a solid offense. So I mean, you don't see too many teams with no defense and a quality
And they're
offense
11 and
winning.
they're
You know, like
11
even the
and 3,
Chiefs, they won it, and like the year they won, they had a good defense. Green Bay, when they won with Aaron Rodgers, they had a top tier defense. So I mean, like a top 10 at least. So I mean, you got to fix that at some point in time. And I always thought the Vikings defense wasn't trash, but like it's sloppy too. Because again, you let 33 points in a short amount of time happen to like, and the Colts aren't that great. So I you know, like that is something to note as well. Real quick, does Jeff Saturday keep his job?
I think he does. I think Jeff Saturday's doing a good job. Being thrown into a situation mid-season that way. I know he was a consultant, but you know, being thrown as a head man, you know, getting people to buy in, getting the right guys in the locker room, I think that takes time. I think, you know, when we see coaches get fired a year after having a job or something like that, I don't agree with that. It takes time to get your personnel into locker rooms, whether it be coaching staff, whether it be players, you know, whether it be draft picks. I mean, you got to get guys that fit your system and your philosophy and what you're trying to accomplish. And I mean, I would definitely say he has at least another year to at least allow him to establish himself and to grow. So I think he keeps his job. I don't know if he's calling the defense, calling the offense, or he's just a game manager. But at the end of the day, I think the team is rallying behind him. I mean, you're up 33-0. I mean, you know, you've seen them in closer games this season, doing better since he took the helm. So I think he keeps his job. I think he keeps his job, especially Jim Irsay. He loves Saturday, so I mean, I think he keeps his job.
Okay. Now, if the Vikings lose in the first round, right? Do you break up the team? And when I say, you know, let's not even say break up the team, because you can't lose those. I wouldn't want to lose that offense. But do you try to look to get a replacement for Kirk Cousins?
I can't blame Kirk Cousins for a bad defense. So if he had a top 5 defense, top 10 defense, and they can't win games, it's on him. Now, granted, it's very tough. You know, when I was watching, for example, you know, just to backtrack, watching the Bucks game last week. You know, when the Bucks played the who did they play last week? Bucks played the who they play last week? But they couldn't stop anybody. I forgot who they played.
I should know this because 49ers.
49ers, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, brain fart.
I had them for defense and fantasy. I should have known that.
I personally thought the Bucks were gonna win the game. I thought the Bucks gonna win the game because of, you know, better defense. And I'm not a real big Brady fan. I like Brady, but I'm not really a Brady fan. And it's true. For you to expect an offense to score every possession, or offense to score every possession when you're not stopping anybody, that's tough. I mean, that's tough. I mean, you have to literally play a perfect game. There's no punts going on. There's no turnovers that's being forced. There's nothing. I think it's tough. So, you know, watching, you know, Kirk Cousins, you know, a couple of days ago, they weren't getting no stops. So, yeah, I mean, the offense was stagnant, but we need some sort of momentum shift. We need something that at least, let's get a punt. Let's get a 3 and out. Let's get something to, you know, help the, you know, get us better field position. So I wouldn't say Kirk Cousins is the problem right now. I mean, the team is 11-4 or 11-3, I believe. So I wouldn't say Cousins is the problem. Now, if the defense is getting stops in the playoffs and he's not moving the ball, then it's on him. If it's vice versa, then you can't blame him now.
Okay. So as long as the defense is lackluster, you can't blame Kirk Cousins. I hear that. I also hear too that someone's gonna make the argument, oh, well, the defense was on the field too long. Maybe they're tired. Like maybe that spark should have been Kirk Cousins. I hear that point too. It'll be interesting to see what what really needs to change, what needs to turn around, because maybe the defense isn't motivated. Oh no, it can't be that, because the offense is solid. Maybe it was just that game. Maybe I don't know. I know the defense needs some improvement though, so maybe a season or two with an improved defense, we can see what Kirk Cousins can actually do. But he has not been that well in prime time, so we'll see how that shakes. But another team that has, maybe it's had now, a playoff push, my Panthers. All right. Like, should we regret trading CMC? Because just imagine having Sam Darnold now, because we lost Baker Mayfield, thankfully. Oh my gosh, we finally got rid of this man. And we bring Sam Darnold. I'm not trying to say he's some savior, but he's at least a mobile quarterback who's respectable. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. I'm a USC fan too. But should we regret trading CMC now? Because with CMC, we could have gone to the playoffs, because he's been playing pretty well for San Francisco.
I wouldn't say I would regret it. I think McCaffrey's a little older now. I mean, his histories of injuries.
Yeah.
He played at Stanford, so he might be more motivated to be playing in California. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I know his family's from Colorado, but he played at Stanford, so
right.
He might be more more motivated. Body might feel a little better, playing in San Francisco weather versus playing the Carolinas. So I wouldn't say you should regret it. I think sometimes differentiating was harder. Getting or letting go is most important. You can get a talent like McCaffrey, but sometimes people hold on to that talent for too long, and then it kind of hurts you in the long run. So I think the team had to kind of balance on what was harder, getting or letting go a talent like McCaffrey. In regards to Carolina making the playoffs, I mean, I'm not a guy who likes to win, win to play to fall short. I think if the Panthers made it to the playoffs, I mean, you guys would have got bounced the first round. Mm-hmm. You would have got a picks between 17 or 18 to 24 probably in the draft.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So I think a team like that should focus on building up the offensive line, building up the defense. I feel like you can win with a quarterback like Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold is a problem. I think the team's been very motivated to play behind him. He's been playing well. But offense wins games, defense wins championships. So, you know what I mean? So I think the game is won and lost in the trenches. You build up the offensive line, you build up that defense. You got more out there still, at the wideout position. I feel like if the team really focuses on offensive line and defensive line, front seven, you already got a corner, you got a J.C. Horn, right? So you got J.C. Horn, he's pretty good. Got a nice young talent. I think the team could be good. I wouldn't try to win now. I would try to develop my young guys, let them get some playing time, let them get some confidence, build a culture. You know what I mean? McCaffrey's time was probably done. To me personally, he was probably done there, and I think it was best to move on.
Okay. It's interesting. I feel like you kind of looked at my notes, because just for those of y'all who don't know, the Panthers, we fired Matt Rule, we traded CMC, got a second, third, and fourth round pick. We waived Baker Mayfield, and it gave us some hope because we out of the blue we were in a playoff race. But I agree. We have Sam Darnold. I like him. I call him the white mobile Vic jokingly, but I think he's a capable quarterback. Everyone that I've talked to, at least in the football world, always says that you win in the trenches, right? Like, so you got to build up your O-line. You look at the Eagles, they have one of the better O-lines. You look at the Cowboys, they've had one of the better O-line for years. So that's why Zeke was able to do it. He did pretty well. That's why Dak was able to be. I think they helped out Dak a lot, especially during that 13-3 season. So I always want to go O-line. And our defense is solid. I think people gave it way too much credit early on. Because we always do dumb stuff, man. Like, we always get stupid penalties, and that to me reflects on our coach. So it seems like we've cleaned that up a little bit, but just tweaking the defense, definitely building up that O-line. I definitely want to do that. And I know people are telling me, oh, well, we need to look at Bryce Young when we're drafting this year. And I'm like, I don't want to get Bryce Young personally. If we're getting a QB, like when we got Cam Newton, I thought this is a special talent. That's the reason why I want to get a QB with a really high draft pick personally, because I think you can build up a team and then get a QB eventually. I think you can do that. So that's why I don't want to necessarily wait unless he's a special talent. So I agree with you. Build up the team, build up the O-line. We have DJ Moore. We have some capable weapons. They might not be elite, but we can be serviceable, especially building a team going forward. So I'm glad you share my agenda on that one. You know, a lot of people are impatient. One man though who has been pretty patient, Geno Smith. What do you think the Seahawks should do? Because, you know, again, you are on record for saying that they were going to tank. And I can't be mad at you because I didn't expect too much out of the Seahawks. I had Lockett and DK Metcalf, but I was a little worried on my fantasy team. I'm like, Geno cool, but Geno is still Geno. So now that Geno's played well, you know, he's had a solid season. Now, he played against my Panthers and got that ass waxed. But, like, you know, he still had a solid season. Would you pay Geno the big bucks going forward? And if so, how many years would you give him?
I would say this. Right now, the Seahawks have the third pick because the Broncos are how they're playing. They have the potential to get a quarterback in the draft. So that's that. I mean, just, you know, the Seahawks can't foresee that unless they knew the type of quarterback that Russell Wilson is. But, you know, I'm not going to, you know, rain on, you know, throw dirt on him. I'm not going to do that. Because at the end of the day, you know, he's in a new system, new staff.
Give him time.
Give him time. Right. So I'm not going to rain on, you know, on Russell Wilson. But in regards to Geno, would I pay him? I think he's earned an opportunity. I would probably give him, re-sign him to a 2-year deal. I would most likely bring in a young quarterback, a Caleb Williams, a Bryce Young. I would personally allow them to grow, you know, allow them to sit behind someone, not because they need to, but just because, okay, allow them to learn the NFL. A lot of quarterbacks can come in and play right away, and that's cool. But some players need development, like a Mahomes. He sat a year behind, you know, Alex Smith, and look at how he's doing. Yeah. You need to play right away. I don't think you need to play right away. I think the Seahawks have proven that. I think that they can build up a team. They've done it before. I don't see why they can't do it again. Personally, I would definitely grab a quarterback in the draft.
Okay.
Not to discredit or dismiss what Geno is doing, but, you know, it's just, you know, where's the ceiling, right? Where's the ceiling? And I think a younger guy in the right system, allowing the team to build and grow, you know, to buy in, I think will be more successful. I think Geno could be one of those guys where he could be a bridge quarterback. I think that's more or less his role. I mean, he's having a good year. He's having a really good year. But would I pay him big bucks? Like I was listening to an analyst, I forgot who it was, and they said for a quarterback to pop 10 years after being in the league and pay him big money is tough. I mean, that's tough. I mean, Geno's in his 30s.
This time, man.
Yeah.
I had to double check. Geno's 32. So now
he's 32.
That window that you're talking about, that 2-year window, I could see that. It doesn't dip too much into the cap. And then if he gets injured within that time span, okay, well, you do have Bryce Young to kind of, I guess, quote unquote, throw into the fire and hopefully develop him up. I mean, we've seen the Seahawks protect Geno relatively well. So I think he'll be okay with that. Plus, you still have DK and Tyler Lockett. So I could see that. It's in a little tricky situation, and I think it also depends too on how much Geno wants as well. Should Geno, like, what would you think it would be outpricing Geno? Like Geno, well, what would be outpricing himself?
I don't know how much he's making now. I mean, I would probably give him $10 million over 2 years. Well, I guess 20 over 2, so 10 a year.
Okay,
10 a year. I think 10 million. It's solid money. I think that's solid money. I mean, like I said, I take
it.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I can't fully invest in Geno. I don't think 10 over 2 will hurt your salary cap as well. If he doesn't pan out to be, what you need him to be, you still have a young quarterback who is not getting that top dollar money yet if you draft a QB. So the financial aspect to it, I would probably give him 2 years, 20 mil. 2 years, 20 mil. Give him a full season to play and, and things like that as he's doing again this year. Allow my young guy to develop. No matter if the team is doing good or doing bad, I don't care. I want my young guy to develop. I want him to wait, play preseason because, that's the guy who I want to fully take over the reins. And then, that final year, somebody, if our young guy is ready, put him in, trade Geno for, a 5th, 6th round pick, let him be a bridge quarterback elsewhere on a different team while our young guy is ready to play. That's probably what I would do if I was a GM, which I probably need to, go apply for some jobs, man. I need to go apply for some jobs. I feel like I would do a great job. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah.
I'm looking at it and they're saying a range of 24 mil to 38.4 mil. So that'll be interesting to see for 2023 salary range. So if
for 1 year making $38 million.
You said what?
You talking about 1 year make $38 million?
I'm assuming so. Like,
oh no, he got to go then.
But they had it in the range though, because it's based on his performance too. So I'm like, all right, well, if that's the case,
I don't know if I can, because I wouldn't say Geno will have a quote unquote sophomore slump in year 11 next year. But I got to factor in he might have a slump next year. I got to factor in teams figuring him out. I got to factor that in, like.
But you got Lockett and Metcalf too, though. Yeah, you have a really talented squad. Even the tight end, I'm forgetting.
The running back, the running back leads the NFL in rushing as well. So we can't dismiss or discredit the run game. Their running back leads the NFL in rushing, which
solid run game too, and their defense,
which helps. Yeah, which helps.
Like,
so
he's a game manager.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I would, but. You know who the perfect quarterback is to do that? Bryce Young. Bryce Young is by far probably the best game manager coming out the draft right now. He has the ability to do that.
Is it Bryce Young, or is it you trade that pick to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers?
I don't want Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. Aaron with DK and Lockett with the run game? That's tough.
Aaron is 38, and at any moment he wants to retire. I don't want that toxicity.
He wants to retire because he's with Green Bay and they're frustrating. Like, if you put him in with that team, you give him a quality head coach finally. Oh, come on. Like,
you think so? Cool. Okay, that's another topic. So you think Matt LaFleur is not a good head coach?
I think he's not better than Pete Carroll.
Matt LaFleur is playing with his hands tied because he ain't got no balls. Because Aaron Rodgers runs that organization. Like you said, that's just me personally.
So then I can't call him a good coach then. Like, if I'm a coach, like Phil Jackson was a good coach, but he was able to coach Michael Jordan. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is at the same level as Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you can still rein players in. That's how I view it. So if like Matt LaFleur can't do that,
that's true.
I feel like, for example, Mike Tomlin, I bet you $10, good money. He ain't doing that with Mike. Bet money on him.
No, he wouldn't. Mike Tomlin's one of the greatest coaches of all time. He has a lot of respect across the board from so many different players, the whole entire league. I would say with Rodgers and LaFleur, I think what it comes down to is that Rodgers doesn't respect him. I mean, I think that's all it comes down to. He doesn't respect him. He's a young guy. He was a GA, or he was a quality control guy with the Redskins or Commanders now. So But I mean, you got guys who came out of that too as well. Like, you got a Shanahan, you got your Sean McVay. So I would say age doesn't equate to respect. I think Rodgers is a great talent, but I mean, you got Mike McCarthy, who's doing a good job this season, and things like that, who people rained on. People talked about him not being a good coach. I mean, the Cowboys are doing a great job this season. So at some point, you got to look self in the mirror. I mean, the Cowboys are doing a great job this year. You got to look self in the mirror. You telling me that you lose Devontae and you lose, I know they got some banged up O-line, but you can't win in the NFC North. You can't win in the NFC North because you're talking bad about young guys coming out of college who are trying to get their feet wet, and you're open. I mean, there's nothing wrong with criticism. I love criticism. But behind closed doors and in public, you should be two different people. You should be, hey, raving about these guys, they're getting better. Now, behind closed doors, that's when you talk to them and, try to coach them up and help them to grow in a different way. But in front of the media, you don't need to talk bad about those guys who are, trying to get acclimated to the NFL. I mean, it's tough. How many Justin Jeffersons or Jamar Chases do you see? Those are anomalies. If you're the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now, you can be able to play with anybody. You should be able to.
I do hear that. It's a similar thing with what I say with Braun. So I will be consistent. But I also do think, too, it's a little bit of a difference with NBA and NFL. So, yeah. But I could be wrong on that. I'm just going to make sure I be consistent on this and say that he should be able to play with anybody. So, like, if the same thing happens next year for Aaron Rodgers on the Packers, I would blame him. But that's why I'm saying for the Seahawks, you may want to let them know, look, we're willing to give you this pick for Aaron Rodgers. Because, again, Aaron Rodgers with these weapons, that would be scary. You've seen what he did with a top-tier defense, top 10 defense, and some weapons. That's all I'm saying. That was a Super Bowl. And you give him a good coach, can't be mad at it.
Give me a young guy like a Bryce Young, even a Caleb Williams. I like Caleb Williams as well. Give me a young guy who my team can grow and get behind. I would take that over Aaron Rodgers right now. Aaron Rodgers is talented, but I don't need that personality in my locker room. I don't need that. You can be as talented as you want to be. I don't need that. I don't need that personality in my locker room.
I hear that. I do.
Yeah, I don't. That's all.
I think that's something that a coach can also worry about, but we are going to transition on into the next segment. So hope you all stay tuned because we will be talking about some coaches. So I hope you all enjoy the highlights as we transition.
Here is Hubbard, and he's got a chance for the first down, and he picks it up. Here is Chenault. And they'll run it on 3rd down and 8. Not much there. Good 47-yarder from Eddie Pinheiro. And he drills it big for Russell Wilson. Here he is on the move to the left. Looking, and he throws a pick. And it's J.C. Horn with his 3rd of the season. Boy, all the talk about Geno Smith, and J.C. Horn ends up getting tripped up in. Darnold trying to cash in with a fake to Foreman. And a throw, and a catch, and a touchdown! Smith buying time as he often does, but it's incomplete. Darnold 5-step this time, and he finds Raheem Blackshear, the rookie out of Virginia Tech's got a first down. That's the check down to Chuba Hubbard, and a nice cut for the first down inside the Seattle. Darnold rolls. Darnold throws. It's Ian Thomas. They did a lot of this against Denver. Foreman. Oh, you can hear that. Vikings into Brian. It is Hubbard fighting, lunging, reaching. It's a touchdown.
Yes, you know you're short. You know they've done a great job right here. Now watch him. Just at the end, you're short. Let me put that ball over the top right there. Touchdown.
Bring 4 on this third down. Smith, deep ball. Marquise Goodwin's wide open. A busted coverage. Takes it inside the... Smith. Pressure coming. Floats it out for Lockett. Can he stay in bounds?
Oh, tippy. Look at these. The tips of the toes. Boom. Drags the foot. No question. Touchdown. Tyler Lockett.
Essentially 3rd and goal from the 20. Darnold climbing, dumps it off. Here comes Hubbard, and he'll get tackled at the 15 by Neal. Pinheiro on for a 32-yard try. Much better trajectory this time. His first one is a little low. This one for Detroit last year. He brings it out from the 4. Little stutter step and a sprint. And Godwin Igwebuike is down into Carolina territory. Blitz coming. Carolina bringing the house. Smith has a man and a first down. It's Goodwin. Smith. End zone, Metcalf, he's got it. What do you know? Lockett and Metcalf, each with a touchdown again. And the Seahawks are within a score. Smith in a tight pocket. Buying time, looking for Goodwin. Gonna have to make an athletic play. And the Panthers from 27 make it 19 in a row on 2nd down. Foreman stays into block. Tight window throw. And
I mean,
that's in between his knees.
He is fighting the whole way. There it is, between the legs.
Are you
kidding?
It.
I don't think it ever touched the ground.
No.
Just stay right there.
That looks like a completion to me. Deep drop again. Darnold. He can run it. He tucks it. He's got space. And Sam Darnold all the way to the 25 ups. It's Darnold stepping up, throwing to the end zone, and it's incomplete for Tommy Tremble. Darnold, pressured. He is going to fling it away to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Both teams, key game for their playoff hopes. Smith looking, and he's got Tyler Lockett past the... Smith, deep drop, climb in the pocket. He gets grabbed by Shaq Thompson, and Burns helps finish it off. Right back to the ground, and Hubbard through the hole. There is Blackshear, the rookie, and he's got a big run inside the 30 ups. Darnold hands it off for Blackshear, and he breaks through. Raheem Blackshear, the rookie, with a key touchdown.
San Francisco lead. Adam?
Dangerous throw to the sideline, and J.C. Horn is going to be ruled with...
Get Horn to open up his hips, right? He stays right there. You net him to that ground and just breaks on it. Let me see. Because he's juggling it right here. When does he get possession? Does that foot hit?
Every turnover is reviewed. You make a great point, Mark. Possession, and then are both feet
off the ball.
Running behind all of them, and a good stop by Quan. He's looking for a 2-touchdown lead with Eddie Pinheiro's third field. Oh, Burns was in the neutral zone. That should be a flag, and it is. This is a free play for Geno Smith. So he's going to toss it. It's caught. Goodwin to the end zone. It's a touchdown. Carolina just kind of gave up on that. A fake one way, a kick the other, loose ball, and it's J.C. Horn to seal it for what will be the best Carolina victory by far in 2020. Quarterback, two guys that have had impressive and tough journeys to get to this point. Sam Darnold, Steve Wilkes, and the Carolina Panthers have their first road win in 13 months, their best win of the year, and it keeps them alive.
All right, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed the highlights. Listen, we just gonna cut straight on into it, man, because like I said, my man Byron here is a coach, so I know you got some wonderful words on this one. Byron, who's the best NFL coach today? I don't know who you follow, because I got a wonderful little list right here.
I don't even know. I mean, the best coach to me is a coach that's relatable to the players. I mean, that allows them to be themselves. I like Mike Tomlin. I think Tomlin's probably the best coach in the league.
Okay.
I mean,
I have on the list Bill, Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, and then Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I would say Tomlin. I mean, I like Tomlin. Harbaugh is, man, motherfucker blows me. He's a good coach though, but I'll probably say a McVay because he's young and he allows the players to play their game, or Tomlin. But that's me personally. Why
not Andy?
I think Andy benefits off the success of a very, very, very talented quarterback. And he's a good coach. He's a good play caller. But if you look at how Mahomes plays, Mahomes is creating nothing, something out of nothing.
He does some weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna discredit Andy Reid for doing what he's doing with Mahomes because I think it's both go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I don't think one kid exists without the other right now. I don't think Mahomes would be as successful without Andy Reid, just because Andy Reid that's his style of football. He had McNabb and T.O. and Todd Pinkston and Brian Westbrook, and they made a Super Bowl, but
yeah,
there's a lot of years where Reid couldn't get over the hump because he didn't have the quarterback to elevate him in that way. I think they both need each other. I'm not discrediting him. Tomlin, did they win today? But I think they won today. Yeah, so Tomlin.
Unfortunately, they beat us.
But I want him to win because his streak continues and not having a losing record. To me, that's important. It's been a black coach. I mean, I think you can't discredit someone who's doing that. I mean, that's remarkable. So the best coach to me, the longevity of success with personnel coming in and out. And right now, I mean, he has a QB controversy. He don't know who the hell to play. You know what I mean? Like, he don't know who to play, and they still are competitive enough, with a beat up O-line. And I'll probably say Tomlin is probably Tomlin's probably a really good coach. Bill Belichick. Bill had a lot of respect, but I'll probably say Tomlin. I also like the guy on the Giants. The Giants head coach doing pretty well.
Brian Double.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing pretty well. I think there's a lot of good coaches in the league. I think there's a lot of good ones. I really can't pinpoint one because I don't really know their coaching style. So I would just say for me, it's the coach that relates to the players. I mean, I'm the type of guy when I coach, I want the players to be comfortable enough to where they don't have to look back to see if I'm going to take them out for making a mistake. They can, they understand that they're bought into the system. So whatever team is bought into the system, whatever, because they trust the coach behind them that they're going to defend them no matter what. They're going to put them, in the best position to succeed. So whoever that is, to me, is a good coach. I won't pinpoint one guy because I don't really know them personally. I don't know how they, behind closed doors, I don't know how they move personally. So
that's
I
fair.
honestly don't know.
Okay. I got you then. That's not bad.
I mean, that was recorded. So, I mean, you could put that there if you like.
Yeah, no. I am.
Yeah,
I was already.
Sorry, like I said, I can't pinpoint one guy. I can't do that. I don't know them personally enough to do so.
Yeah. I feel like, because I'm like you too. I do like Mike Tomlin, one for the culture. I feel you. Got y'all. But at the same time, I'm a USC Trojan fan, right? I rock with Pete. I rock with Pete Carroll, even though he left us. Thought it was a little dirty, but at least my man did bring me a chip. So I mean, I think he's a good coach. Brought one for the Seahawks too. That's consistency right there. And then when you talk about a player's coach, his players do seem to like him. Now, you can't have everyone like you. It's a 53-man roster or 56, I forget.
53.
So it's a 53-man roster. You're not gonna have You're not gonna have everybody like you. You know what I'm saying? So to get that like feeling that he's a player's coach, I might. It might be those two. I think in terms of success, obviously Bill, you give him the nod. Andy is lucky to get Patrick Mahomes because he has been trying to get over the hump for a while. You were absolutely right on that. But I think, like I said, it's between Mike Tomlin and Pete Carroll. But to your point, we don't know these gentlemen personally. So, we're just going off what we see, assumptions, right? Someone came back and said, oh, well, Pete Carroll does this. Maybe my answer changed. I don't know. But it's probably them too in terms of overall balance. So I just wanted to know that from your standpoint. So, but yeah, like you said though, we don't know these gentlemen. So, but that they have some good players on their team, right? So some of them boast some MVPs that helps out their cases too. Players do help you out. So we'll talk about some of these players that the coaches have because they might be MVP candidates. Who knows? But before we do that, please stay tight, and I hope you all enjoy the highlights.
Again, he takes head on a couple. 10. Here's Burrow with time.
Out.
Finds a target at the 20. Finish the deal. Second and goal from the 4. Quarterback draw. Burrow has just enough room to find the end zone. It's a touchdown. His 5th rush touchdown of the season. Another 10-win season. We'll get into that 3rd and 4. What a nice move here, getting back on his feet. That's Juju Smith-Schuster. On that left side, he's looking for him. Ball got deflected at the line and batted down from 26. With Townsend on the hole, Winchester snap. Everything executed to a hit right in the backfield. Across the middle, they've got the first down. There's his first quarter, 2nd and 3. Ryan's going to have the first down. He adds to his total with another 9. Targeted Kelsey yet. Oh, look at him heave it here. That's going to be over everybody's head, including Valdez. He's coming and giving him a nice spark. 3 carries, 29 yards. Here's Sky Moore. Got the first down. Plenty after that down to the 11. So they've removed him from that position. Picks up the first there with 12. And here's McKinnon. McKinnon snapped up at the 2 and gets close to the 1. Trace Mahomes completes it. McKinnon for the touchdown. Oh, 2 minutes. Rushing 5. They seal it. Gives Burrow a chance to chase. And there he goes. Thornhill, he leaped. He ran. A force today. But that's where I thought early in the year. Chase
Stay in the diam.
They go straight ahead.
And all of you would really give you another chance if you
All on pressure. 37. Gonna go back to Valdez Scantling this time to 32. Play action fake. Gonna get Kelsey involved. Yeah, here goes Kelsey with his first reception. Gonna run it. Pacheco's got the first. He's got the touch. First lead in the game, actually.
comes out, but I think the Michael Jordan of the sport maybe just got over 2 guys.
And Allegretti says, I got it anyway, and I'm taking it home.
That ends anything anyway then. Stop the run. Directing the throw.
Burrow deflected. Oh, it's whipped. 41 and 3. 24-20 Chiefs.
Seconds. You see, there's the ones.
Here's Mahomes hit, but he threw it. It's Kelsey. Pratt's trying to hold on to him. Needs some help. Ball came out. And Pratt has it. Kelsey's looking around like, hey, didn't you guys whistle that dead? And the indication is no, they didn't.
I think they're going to blitz.
What a catch. Or what
The top scoring team. That's what you want.
first and goal. Backpedaling. Man wide open at the 5. And that's a touchdown for Chris Evans, who's barely seen the field and comes in and scores the go-ahead.
There's a pressure coming after him. No.
Burrow. Mahomes dancing around, and they sack him. They're able to get to him.
Always thought he's one of the best.
Gotta hook it. Gotta hook.
No time. But that's not going to continue every year.
Last play before the 2-minute warning, and they're able from the 28. Pressure. Pass. Oh, that's gonna do it.
Enjoyed it, partner. That was a game. That was unbelievable. This rivalry is growing, and I never thought I'd say it's one-sided going against the Chiefs. But right now, Cincinnati has their number. There's a chance we'll be seeing.
All right, so we are back. Look, hope you all enjoyed the highlights. I usually do, and I put a little bit of effort into them. So, when you see them from time to time, give them a couple likes, maybe even a comment. I wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it. But look, we're not going to talk about my highlights, though. We're going to talk about other people's highlights. And they're the MVPs. That's right, for the 2023 NFL MVPs. Byron, let me just ask you this. Has anyone told you look like Jalen Hurts right now? I'm just saying, you like with the hood.
No.
I'm saying maybe you should walk around with the Eagles gear on and just tell people you Jalen Hurts, see what shakes. You might, I don't know, you might be able to sign some autographs, fake some people out. Might make that a video.
Nah, never heard that one before.
But that is your MVP choice, though. So I need you to tell people why he is your MVP choice.
Yeah, I would say it's a couple things. I think influence. I think MVP doesn't mean the best player. It's the most valuable player to your team, to the success of your team. Now, there's a bunch of guys you could be, Mahomes is successful and he's spreading the ball out. I get that. But I would say Hurts has made such an impact on and off the field. We don't know his impact inside the locker room. You know what I mean? They always rave about it. The analysts, people who are, players on the team always talk highly of Hurts. You can see how the guys buy into him, buy into the system and things like that. The team is structured around the skill set of himself. I would say Hurts, this season, they've just bought in. They bought in, but I think it starts with him buying into the coaching staff, buying into the personnel. You could see how getting him a number 1 and AJ Brown, how successful he's been, then having Devontae Smith and things like that, how they've been all clicking. I think if you take Hurts off the Eagles, they aren't the Eagles. I think they are a 500 team, truth be told.
Really?
I think his leadership is that important. I don't think Hurts is the MVP because of his skill set. I think he's an MVP because of his leadership. And for me, yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I'm saying it's interesting you say that because, all right, like for example, in basketball, right, the leadership aspect I definitely hear because you got to play offense and defense.
Right.
But the Eagles have one of the best defenses. That has nothing to do with quarterback for me. So like when you say he has like when I look at the Eagles, I think personally defense before I think offense. That's just me though. That's just me. Because like how they've been presented, the games that you've seen, even though they've let teams like score against them, that defense I still believe in. Like when, especially come playoff time, I think they'll show up a little bit more so. Like they'll be around the Cowboy ranking in terms of defense. So you don't knock, I guess, Jalen Hurts at all for his MVP chances. Like, oh well, he has like a tremendous defense. You don't knock him for that.
No, I don't think that's necessarily his fault that he has a good defense. Necessarily. I mean, at the end of the day, he still needs to put the ball in the right place. He still needs to, make the plays and, call the offense, command the offense and things like that, not turn the ball over. And he's doing a good job of that. He's making all the throws. He's making all the reads. I think both go hand in hand. One thing I really dislike is when people praise a quarterback so much for the success of the team in regards to how a quarterback is playing. I mean, I really hate that. I really hate or despise. I mean, I'm a wide receiver. I played receiver my whole life, but football is a team game. Both sides have to. There's 11 components on defense, 11 components on offense, 11 components on special teams. It takes 33 different people or 33 combinations of people to be successful on the field. And I think, for me, it's one of those things to where, yes, he has a good defense, and that's good. That's all good. But I would say buying into, they know, okay, we got a guy who's going to put us in position to win and succeed on the offensive side. I think it's about each side feeding off each other. We don't know what's going on the sidelines to where it's like, hey, get us a stop, or hey, if they score, don't worry about it, I got us, right? We don't know what happened behind closed doors. And I think for me, that's why I say Hurts is MVP, is because of his leadership style. I mean, everybody raves about him. I don't know him personally. Everybody raves about Hurts, the coaching staff, the players, the personnel. Everybody raves about him. Everybody raves about the type of man that he is, leadership. So like I said, I don't know the guy personally, but I'm just going off what I hear. And I think a team that's more bought into the people around them will be more successful than, hey, I have the talent and ability to do X, Y, Z. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have players in position, but it's like those players aren't as bought in to the system and to the team. I mean, you can see teams that look good on paper, i.e. the Broncos, they look great on paper. But they're not bought into the team, whether it be the quarterback, whether it be the coaching staff. They're not bought in. And you got guys, you know what I mean? So you see that. You see a team that's not as bought in, but they look good on paper. They got the personnel, but they just can't mesh. They don't mesh. And I think Hurts is the perfect mesher of personalities, because so I mean, Carson Wentz. They don't like that Carson Wentz.
Like you gotta have somebody manage the team properly. So I do hear you on that. I think there are definitely a lot more talented players out there, but like you said, it's not this isn't who's the best player. It's who's the most valuable, and I think they kind of overlap sometimes, like value, best, like those two kind of overlap, but this one is a little bit different. So right. You mentioned, so like you said yours was Jalen Hurts. Let me ask you this then, because there are a couple of other people out there that have a really solid case. Like, for example, why does Jalen Hurts outduel Josh Allen for you?
That's tough. I mean, that's tough. I mean, you can go Hurts, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. I mean, you could put them all in the same category in regards to impact on their team. I mean, all of them are so important to their teams, to the success of their team, whether it be their skill, their ability. They're all really important. Their leadership. Josh Allen's a leader on their team as well. So, you could go any type of person on that. I think it's tough to choose kind of one person because people are impactful in different ways, and I think that's the one thing I personally believe awards should be decided from personnel, voted upon personnel versus outside media and people. I believe that the NFL players or organizational players, NBA players, Major League Soccer, baseball, because those are the ones that are playing against these people.
Right.
I don't think yeah, I mean, we media, and yeah, I mean, we should have a voice, and voice our opinion, but we don't know the impact. We just report what we see. But the actual impact of that person, people on the field playing against these individuals, they can see what's happening behind closed doors, what's being said on the field, what's being done on the field. So to me, Hurts is the MVP because nobody expected the Eagles to be what they are today. Everybody expected the Bills to be very good and the Chiefs. No, I didn't expect the Eagles to be 14-1 or 13-1, whatever they are. I didn't expect that. I expected the Bills and the Chiefs to be what they are because of the skill set of their quarterback and their coaching staff. The Eagles' coaching staff, I mean, you can argue their coaching staff is not better than the Bills or the Chiefs. You can argue that. You could argue that. So I would say for them coming out how they came up, being the team that they are, I tip my hat off to the extension of the coaching staff, which is the quarterback. And they have the best record in the league. I think Hurts is a major reason behind that. I think he's a major reason behind that.
Okay. Now, I get the quarterback stance, right? Like for me, when you started talking about coaching, I'm like, okay, like if we're breaking down coaches by coaches, and if it's favoring the Bills, it's favoring the Chiefs, definitely. Okay, well maybe Jalen Hurts gets some love for that. Travis Kelce is better than anybody on the Eagles for me personally. And and Stephon Diggs is better than anybody on the Eagles for me personally. I'm sorry, like that. So I hear you too. They get the leg up over Jalen Hurts for that as well.
Yep.
Joe Burrow even got some boys on him. He got some dogs, you know what I'm saying? But they came along a little too late. Tua, you had the injury, then you started losing a little late as well. So I think if Tua kept being undefeated and they were blowing teams out, like, all right, maybe we might have a different race right now. But that didn't happen. Gino, we already talked about. What about defensively, though? Micah Parsons, you know what I mean? Like, look, we had a little back and forth, right? Like, I saw the eye roll. Like, I see a little discomfort right there. Like, can Micah can we give him MVP? Because, again, that Cowboys defense was pretty stout. Granted, yes, they did lose recently. I understand that. But, like, still, though, like.
I would say this.
Micah? Why not?
I mean,
Micah?
I would
He's
say
the most dominant player right now.
Is he?
Who's more dominant than him? You can go Aaron Donald, and I'd say okay, cool. But outside,
dominance in the sense of what? I mean, he doesn't lead the NFL in sacks. Bosa does. So, I mean, I like Micah. He's very versatile. He's very athletic. I think for Micah, he needs to be on the field more than what he is. Oftentimes, I wouldn't say he doesn't. He's off the field more than you think. He when he plays, he's very fresh. If you watch a Cowboys game, they treat him like a exotic car, if you will. He's not. Now, granted, yes, he's on the field making plays, but he's not a 3-down guy. Every possession, he's not on the field like that. He gets a lot of breaks. I'm not discrediting his talent, his impact. The defense is playing very, very well. I think Dan Quinn is doing a good job as well. He's doing a great job with that defense. I mean, even last season, you've seen him playing very, very well defensively. It is because of Micah. I mean, he has a key component to their defense. I want to see, for me to crown him Defensive Player of the Year, I want to see him go against the MVP next week, which is Jalen Hurts.
Okay,
that's what I want
next week.
I want to see. Yeah, I think that game, which they've been talking about how it's going to break records already because it's really highly anticipated. Those are both historical organizations playing against each other, and they're very good this season. I want to see the Cowboys defense versus the Eagles offense next week. That's what I want to see. I think that will be able for me to determine, is Hurts the MVP or is Micah the defensive MVP? Because if both players play well, if both players are making impact, if if that is the case, then I tip my hat off to both sides, and hey, it is what it is. But this season, Micah probably is Defensive Player of the Year. This season, he's probably Defensive Player of the Year. I can't probably name a better player this year. Aaron Donald, he hasn't been quiet. It's just the Rams aren't really that good.
Right, yeah, his team messed him up.
Yeah, his team isn't that good.
And then Von Miller went out, so you can't really give it to him no more.
Vaughn is out, and then Bosa on the 49ers. I mean,
has he been healthy?
No, the other Bosa on the Chargers. One of them leads the league in sacks. I forgot which one it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of them has like 16.5 or 15.5.
It might be on the 49ers then.
Yeah, I think I think it's Nick. I think it's Nick. I think Nick's on the 49ers. So, I mean, they got the best defense in the league. Best defense in the league, and they're playing with a third string quarterback now.
Yeah,
they're not playing with a $40 million a year QB and Dak Prescott. So, okay. Micah, yeah, I could argue.
But to be fair, let's not discredit the Cowboys, because they did play with Cooper Rush for a little bit too, like 5-6 games or something like that. So it was a nice little stretch, and he had to help carry that team. And now it's like, all right, Dak's supposed to carry that squad now. So I mean, like people were talking more about the Cowboys' defense than they were the offense. And now they're talking about the offense, granted, because of Dak's return. But, I mean, the offense has been putting up some quality numbers here and there, too. So, I mean, I know that I think it's interesting what you said. If they both ball out, right?
Yeah.
And if they both had a dominant campaign, I personally might give the nod to the defensive player. If I'm voting for MVP, I might, just because it's tougher. Like when I play video games, right? It's so much easier to win as a quarterback. It's so much more enjoyable because you can control a lot more. But on the defensive end, your impact is that great. I have to tip my cap to you. So I might lean at it from that standpoint. But if you go Jalen Hurts too, I can't be mad at that either. Because I mean, Jalen has been playing rather phenomenal, and it's not it's all eye-popping numbers. No, not really. Right. It's more so just how he's been working the team, how he's been leading the squad, how he's been poised. That's really the big deal. So I think coming out of college, he lost his job to Tua. Oh, now everyone's kind of like going at him, but now he's worked his way back into the limelight. You always appreciate that, and I don't take that for granted at all. So I'm not mad at Tua. I mean, I'm not mad at Jalen being the MVP. For folk, I think I said this like a couple months ago that he might end up winning it. Like, it's a very strong case. You can't sleep on Patty Mahomes though, but I can't be mad at that. Real quick before we transition, if he does win it, can he repeat?
Who?
Jalen. If he wins MVP this year, can he repeat it?
I think it's harder to win multiple because the media doesn't. The media wants to see new faces and new places. So that's why I said that's why you got LeBron, who didn't win multiple. That's why you got, or LeBron, who didn't win more than when he should have. Kobe, guys like that, because everybody likes a new face. So I would say that's more or less what it comes down to. So the answer to your question is no.
Okay. I got you. Well, that was a good segment. Ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned, though. We got some more. Forget a bucket, but hope you all enjoy the highlights. So.
From an empty set, design run for Fields. Looks to get around the edge and can't. As Kayvon Wallace comes out and pushes 4th down and 2. Fields with a short roll. He's got Dante Pettis, and it's incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs for Chicago.
They hustle up just in case.
Again, he scrambles. There's a flag down. This ball gets intercepted. Kyler Gordon with the pick. Fields looks to throw. On the move, he's got Dante Pettis, who is wide open. Pettis has 1st down. down and 1. This is a straight drop back on 3rd and short, and Fields gets sacked by Javon Hargrave. Drafted rookie out of Wisconsin from an empty set on 2nd down. Hurts over the middle, has Smith with room, and Devontae Smith with speed into Bears territory. Biggest play of the day for 2. Pressure coming. Underneath, it's Brown. Slipped away from Jalen Jones, and then got pushed out by Brisker. He inherits the holding duties. He puts it down, and he pokes it through. What you were talking about earlier, and keeping it alive to throw. Here he got belted by Reddick. Loose ball. It's still loose, and the Bears are going to get there. It's his 3rd consecutive double-digit sack season. Fields moves in the pocket and gets away. Justin Fields takes off, turns a sack into a big gain and a 1st down. Justin Fields, otherworldly, stays in and steps out.
Just such a disappointment at the 9-yard line, because right there you can see
1st and goal from the 9. Back to Montgomery. David Montgomery for the Bears touchdown, and Chicago takes the lead. Out of the time he has been. 3rd and short. Hurts goes deep. Smith over the shoulder makes the play. On 3rd and 8, pressure coming out of the secondary. Hurts out and took off. End zone ahead. Touchdown. 22 yards, he straight up sliced them.
And plus 2 turnovers. That was the other big one that Washington was able to do to win that game.
Holder there on a windy day. Boston Scott from the goal line. Scott has some room. Boston Scott breaks loose. He's going to take it across midfield. And just as he did last week in New York, their first touchdown until the final minutes of the 1st half. Hurts in rhythm into 1-on-1. It is over the shoulder for Brown, and he's got it. A.J. Brown. They're going to sneak it with Hurts, and he's in. 2nd touchdown of the day for Jalen. For the slow start today. Here's a screen, and that one's knocked away. It's a loose ball, and it's Bears ball. Mike Purnell knocked it loose. Now the question will become, was it a catch or a fumble, or an incomplete?
1 foot, 2 foot. He makes that football move, right? He's pivoting, he's turning to the outside.
3rd and 5 here. Pressure coming. Fields whips it outside to Montgomery. His 2nd touchdown. Bears take it. At the Eagles 42. End around. Velus Jones got around the 1st man. The Eagles were all over it, and the ball comes out. Turned out there by Maddox. And more pressure coming out of the secondary. Triggered outside to Smith. Devontae Smith, big 1st down for Philadelphia. 2nd and 7. Hurts will look to throw. Out of a clean pocket. Sideline toss Smith. Juggling catch, 1st down. 1st down and 10 from the 28-yard line. On the slant, A.J. Brown. A perfect strike between the 1 and the 1. Bears showing pressure. Then they bail. Hurts to the end zone for Thomas and incomplete. Thrown out of bounds. Ball put down by Vern, and Elliott is off the end. Do it. Still with a month left. He's in trouble here. Stays alive. Flags down. Fields keeps on running and has a 1st down. Pressure coming. Hurts wants it all with Brown. A.J. Brown beating Johnson. Staying in. Taking it inside the 10. Hustling play, but it is the sneak, and it's Hurts surging forward, but a flag down. He's in for the touchdown. Cam Jurgens, extra offensive lineman, set up out there as a receiver there with a shift into the sneak formation, and Hurts almost enters the goal line. So he's also run for 95 yards, pressing 1,000 for the year. Evades pressure here. And Fields has a wide open Pringle, blown coverage, and a touchdown. 6. He's lobbed A.J. Brown on 3rd down today. Looks his direction. On the slant, he's got him again. And that should just about finish it.
Kind of the part of that year 1 that's so year 2 that's so challenging for these guys. Well, now that this one is wrapped up, let's hurry those seconds up because we got bonus coverage of Dallas and Jacksonville coming up shortly.
All right, folks. Well, we are back. So look, we got the would you rather. We're just gonna cut right on into it. You know what I mean? Here's all we do. I state a team or I state a person, and be like, would you rather go this team or person or this team or that person? So we're gonna cut right to it. Would you rather have the Bengals or the Bills?
I would say Bills.
Bills. Okay. Now this is a tough one. So like, what's the main differentiator for you?
I like Diggs. Diggs is from Maryland. I want to see him. Climb the mountaintop. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league. I've been saying that for years. He's one of my favorite route runners. Give me Diggs. Give me Diggs.
Okay. Now the Bengals got some wide receivers over there too now. So when it comes to quarterback play, just real quick, Burrow. What can he do that like to say, hey, I'm a outdo Josh Allen?
I mean, I like Burrow more than Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's impact, he does more, but you put Josh Allen on with the offensive line like that, I don't think he's as successful as people give him credit for. So I would say, yeah. So I would definitely say give me Burrow.
Okay. That is interesting. I had to ask that question because, again, you led with Diggs. Normally, I feel like people will lead with the quarterback, but you led with the wide receiver. So I just wanted to make sure I asked that question properly. All right, that's respectful. Yeah. That's respectful. Now, to the next one. And, again, this one lost a little bit of steam, but we're still going to talk about it because it's my boys, the Panthers versus the Saints. Who you got? Who would you rather choose? You put money down.
Give me the Saints.
Seabass, real quick. Saints versus Panthers. Who would you rather put your money on?
The Saints got so many weapons, man. I think I don't know what it is about them. They should be way better than what they are. Give me the Saints. Like I said, for the Panthers, I want them to get a better QB. I want them to get a better QB. And I'm not the Panthers. I want them to get a better offensive line, defensive line, better trenches. So I don't want them to, quote unquote, be as successful. Not that I don't want to see them succeed. I want them to grow a team around Sam Darnold. The Saints, they have Chris Olave, they got a Michael Thomas, they got so much talent. So yeah, so they should be better than what they are. So that's why I say give me the Saints. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I do get that.
This season, who would you rather put your money on?
So we're both, I'm pretty sure, 3-7 right now?
Something like that. I really don't.
I think we got the same record. So if I'm going to say, who do I believe is going to have a better record at the end of the year?
Oh, I meant just game. I don't want to
bet on the game. So you already beat us once. Next time we play y'all, we definitely double. Yes.
Y'all definitely double. Let me ask you this. Who will be your quarterback?
Hopefully Jameis by then. Because Andy Dalton is killing me right now. Listen, Jameis had a fractured vertebrae. He is not good enough to play on an injury like that. So I'm glad he sat out this long and got fully healthy. Supposedly he's still not fully healthy. That's why. Honestly, at this point, I would rather try Taysom Hill at QB than Andy Dalton, because Andy Dalton is killing us with those picks.
Hey, Taysom is a bad boy. Like,
at least we'll control the clock with him. You know.
You said what?
At least we'll control the clock with Taysom in there. You know. So.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't believe that we'll go up like that. So it's not like you'll be playing from behind. So you don't need to worry about the clock. Like, I like PJ. Don't get me wrong. But, like, we not killing nobody with PJ. Like,
I just think Andy Dalton at the helm. It's like a shaky organization right now. It just seems like the Saints are ready to crumble at any given weekend. But it's also a divisional rivalry game too. So and we also did win the first matchup. So I think they got like a little revenge factor going on.
Foreman going crazy, y'all. Foreman going crazy. I picked him up in fantasy. He was saving.
Hey, I mean, look, we need somebody to do something, right? Like DJ, he cool. I like DJ. Don't get me wrong. That's about it. Like we traded CMC. It was really him and DJ for the longest. Chuba out, I think. Like we needed something. So like, all our quarterbacks were injured. Thankfully, Baker got injured. I'm not wishing injury on Baker. But like, just don't play. Just
at least Terrace Marshall looked good.
Who that?
Terrace Marshall, y'all receiver.
I don't know who that is. Like, that's how it. Trying to be disrespectful. I just want y'all to I'm talking to the fans, but I just want y'all to understand. I'm looking forward to next season. So like I'm not really putting that much emphasis like usually. I know we're not going to the playoffs.
Go ahead and watch Bryce Young and CJ Stroud highlights and figure out which one.
Mark told me to go for Bryce Young, so I got to look and see who. But he also said too he didn't check the other two QBs, but they're rated higher than right. So I got to see what we look like.
CJ Stroud is rated number 1, and people can love him. Will Levis got rated second.
Yeah. So I got to.
He's not bad at Bryce.
I gotta see because Bryce seems cool, but again, if maybe Archie Manning or somebody like that might be a little better going forward. I mean, by the time we get Bryce, that's an investment, and we're not gonna just let Bryce go. Bryce is a highlight. I already know how that.
Well, as a Panthers fan, would you rather continue to build the rest of the team up and wait for a quarterback like from that 2023 class, it's like Archie, Nico, Malachi?
Yep. Because my thing is this: if I can build up a team, I could find a quarterback, a solid quarterback that would want to come to my team. Yeah. And then if I can get a if I can get a low enough QB drafted, like I'm good with. I don't need the top tier QB.
You can always trade up too, like the Niners did.
Exactly.
I think they traded up the wrong guy, but.
Or you can trade up. But I also don't think too like your QB has to be a top-rated player. Again, Tom Brady was sick. I think it's about who you are as the person, how hard you work. So I mean,
you gotta know who your guy is.
Yeah, so that's why. I also do understand on the trading up part. But again, people get older. It's a business. No disrespect to the players, but they understand like you're not gonna be healthy all the time. So it is what it is. But that's fine. That's dangerous.
I'm not putting no money down because I'm too emotional already. So I'm gonna skip out on it. But for my boys' sake, I'm gonna throw down for my Panthers. What you about to say?
No, I was listening.
I thought you were about to say something.
No, I was listening. No, you good.
But yeah, don't be surprised though, people, if we do actually pull this thing out. Again, they have the more talented team, but they are nicked up as well. So we might be able to make something work out. But I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Now, this is the one that I think everybody's really going to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys versus the Eagles. Like, you got to put your hard-earned money. Who you going with?
Give me the Cowboys.
Really?
Give me the Cowboys. Cowboys are home,
he was going to put money down on his MVP. Okay, so what?
Cowboys versus Eagles. Reese, would you rather have the Cowboys or your Eagles lose the game? I just want to know. I just want to know.
Lose the game? I want the Cowboys to lose the game. Come on now.
Dallas brings four inside, and it's caught. Nearly intercepted. Hurts, Brown, first down a lot more. To the 26ers is on the edge closest to you. Hurts steps up, throws underneath. A lot of space for Brown to get. He will not get there. On 5 of those 12 passes. Watkins in motion. Sanders on the run to the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
So what do the Cowboys do to hurt the MVP's chances?
I don't necessarily think they hurt it. I think what it comes down to with the Cowboys is that I think they're home. I think it's so hard for the Eagles to keep playing how they're playing. It's no knock against Hurts. It's no knock against Hurts. I just believe that Cowboys at home, prime time, everybody's been talking about it. I think defense wins championships. The Eagles have been playing great defensively. I think they can get it done.
Okay. Now, realistically though, because I do have some questions, right? Y'all played them with Cooper Rush. I keep wanting to say Cooper Cup, but he picked a good name. But y'all barely beat him with Cooper Rush.
We dominated the first half.
I hear you, but barely beat him.
Hold on. The entire season, prior to the Cowboys game, we have run the ball in the second half, allowing teams to get back into it, just for us to then put the nail in the coffin at the end of the game. It has never been the script of the game was the same script every week. If that's the case, then we are barely 10-1.
Fatality for the 25. Throw in the middle, in traffic, deflected, and intercepted. That's the one thing he hasn't done. Sanders left, well blocked. Miles Sanders, another big first down run. Birds pulls it, throws it to Brown. With a step in the secondary, he will score. Again, Kenneth Gainwell, the back on third down. Hurts will pull it. He'll get rid of it, pitch it back as Quez Watkins stayed over the injury. And his longest field goal this early season. Controlling the point there. It opens up there for Pollard. Bounces off a tackle, gets a first down. It's rather thinner for the moment. Middle of the field open, 3rd and 9. Rush throws, intercepted by Slay. And Slay picking up blocks. He's thrown down at the 46. What a start, 5-0. And rolling here in Game 6. Inside throw to Devontae Smith. This is Jake Elliott's second field goal attempt of the night. Good from 51. And good from 34. He's a hardcore, real Eagles fan. 20-0. Opens from 40. Gonna give it a whirl. We get something happening down the sideline. He's got this great return knack across the 40. Turns on the Jets. Right into his own man. And that may have been the only thing to stop him. Here, and it's Elliott to get it and more. Zeke keeps his balance to the 12-yard. 30 yards. Dallas on the board. 22-3.
So here's my trepidation, right? You barely beat, I don't care how the game went, you barely beat the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. That's the headline. That's the headline. You're fully healthy. Y'all ain't got nothing wrong with you. And you barely beat them. Now they healthy. They ain't got nothing wrong with them.
We ain't healthy.
And they could bring in OBJ. So, but we're not talking about what they might do. We're gonna talk about what they got, right? With what they got, you don't have any trepidation they gonna beat y'all. Really?
Really? I really don't.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I feel like their defense is really good. I feel like we run the ball really well. If we stick to our script. We got a chance, all right? We got a good.
We got a chance. That's crazy.
I want the Eagles to win because I'm not a Cowboys guy. I want the Eagles to win, but at the end of the day, give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Finally getting it done on prime time. On prime time with yeah, give me the Cowboys. Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
Space to throw, and he gets it to the tight end, Jake Ferguson, the rookie out of Wisconsin. Goes Zeke up the middle, twisting, spinning, got a first down. Out of Clemson in his 3rd year. It's the guy in from Gardner Johnson. Zeke's got a block. Zeke on the run. Ezekiel Elliott will score. Looks like he's trying to find some way to test it, see if he can get out there. Rush, protected well, throws complete to Lamb in midfield. Final 90 seconds.
Listen, Linda. I think the Dallas Cowboys are coming back for a revenge game, right? They
It's
are
a
healthy,
divisional game.
and I hear you. I hear you. But y'all won the first game again, barely. But you did win. Whether you win by 1 or 1 billion, you won. So it's a revenge game for the Cowboys. Playoffs is on the line more so for them than y'all because of y'all seeding right now. So I think they're gonna win this game, champ. Like they desperate, you know what I'm saying? And they got the talent. Reese, that's an equal marriage. Like, let me get it right there. That's an equal marriage. You see what I did there? That's one of my mentors' beers right there. But City State equal marriage. It's a dark wheat ale. It's all right, bro. I can't hold you. It's not bad. But I think that's a perfect marriage, an equal marriage for a W against your Eagles. They're not gonna be flying too much, Sham. I'm sorry. They got the shotgun and shot y'all down. But it's okay though. Now,
so like all right, so that's the regular season real quick, and we'll go on to the last one. If they meet up in the playoffs,
Give
who
me the
would
Eagles.
you go with?
Give me the Eagles.
Eagles, okay.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. I don't think the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys can necessarily. I don't like the Cowboys in the playoffs. I don't think the Cowboys in the playoffs. The Cowboys in the playoffs are probably. Nah, I'm good. Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles at home. Give me the Eagles when they play again in a couple weeks, and give me the Eagles in the playoffs. Cowboys got to get one. Cowboys got to get one. I think they get one now versus later.
Okay. That's fair. I it's funny because you don't like Stephen A, but I feel like you believe in Stephen A when he says that they're gonna mess up. They always let you down. So
yeah,
that's funny.
Listen, you know me, I'm not a Stephen A guy. I like Colin. That's my guy. Hey, Colin Cowherd is my guy. I think he has the best takes. So, but yeah. So, like I said, I think the Cowboys get it done at home. I think at home they get it done. If it was anywhere else, I would say give me the other team, but nah, give me the Cowboys.
Okay, Cowboys for this one, Eagles for playoffs.
Yeah,
if it was, I got you. Okay. Now I'm glad you mentioned, where games are played. So
yeah.
I'm gonna take it to the NBA because it's called Get a Bucket. Now both you're a Laker. I'm a Laker fan. You're a Warriors fan.
Yeah.
So Lakers versus Warriors.
Is trying to stay healthy for new coach Darvin Ham. His first year coming from the terrific program as an assistant with the Bucks. They go inside, and there's two. Rebound Wiggins, and now Curry with a 3-on-2. Clay the fake, the drive, the feed. Mooney inside. Well, a lot of decisions to be made. Walker into Wiggins and into AD, and twice now dancing on Walker goes behind the back. Takes it in. Walker slaps it away. Plenty of time to work, and Curry will fire nonetheless. Three-point shooter that all day long. Turnover by the Dubs, and up court it goes for Reeves around Poole.
On the side of the ring. Inside, those 4 trophies represent the 4 that Klay Thompson won as an individual.
Kendrick Nunn is in the game during that break. He came in. Poole, another 3. Wiseman is checked in. They go inside, and Green has come in for the first time. It's a 3 by Green. James off to Reeves. And out to Reeves. 3, and that's right. Drafted Patrick Baldwin Jr. 28. Davis inside with double. You still got it to go. Nice start here for Anthony Davis. Yep, 7 points. And he gets the steal. This is what he can do. The big, long strides for 2.
If it's at y'all house, but no Steph Curry.
Does Wiggins come
else,
back?
though. Huh?
Does Wiggins come back?
Yeah, I'm gonna say everybody else though, but no Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, we good.
Hold on. Versus us and no Anthony Davis.
Without Anthony Davis, you over with.
But y'all have no Steph Curry.
We don't need him for that.
That's tough.
We don't need him for that. We don't need Curry to beat the Lakers. A fully healthy Warriors. think about it. Y'all backcourt, your backcourt can't beat our backcourt.
I don't know, because it's not like Jordan Poole's been overstellar. Like, personally, Buddy looked like maybe he was overpaid. Like Justin Smith.
Nah, it's
you
not.
telling
It's
me
not.
he got to go up against Russell Westbrook, who again is actually been playing some okay basketball. Like, Russ been playing good. He all right. He cool.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I personally don't think that you can blame. I don't think that you can blame Poole. I think the whole Draymond situation is toxic. There's no way around it. There's no way around being able to play with. Like, I feel like it's some internal stuff going on. I really do. I feel like it's internal stuff going on with them. I think what it comes down to is that team. They're not as. I feel like the younger guys fuck with Poole more than they fuck with Draymond.
I mean, of course, but it's like,
you know what I'm saying? So like that's how I feel. So it's like I feel like they're more inclined to
have Poole's back.
Yeah, Pat Poole's back. I mean, like I think it's
but
hard.
They're not
It's
playing
hard.
well. It's the young guys that's not playing well. So I guess if Poole's not playing well, they want to not play well. Like.
Out.
Westbrook inside, a lot of hands, a lot of arms, but Anthony Davis has 14. LeBron, who has started 4 of 13, charging into Wiggins and forcing it inside. Thompson's played 8 minutes so far. Here's a drive and off balance. Westbrook for 3 bounds. It's Curry.
I would say that. I think for the Warriors, it's like they got some of the young guys. For them to bounce back and win a championship right away, immediately, they think they arrived. Poole probably thinks he's arrived. He needed a year to, not be humble, but a year for him to kind of reset himself and to, kind of be like, all right, let me continue to work on my game. I mean, you even seen Peyton Pritchard low-key boxing. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I was
like
saying.
You've seen
it.
Year.
Like they were rivals in the finals.
Yeah, you've seen it. So yes, I would say that's what it comes down to more or less. I think Poole just needs I think Poole needs a little bit more time. But when he started to peak last year is when Curry went out. So
he gets more time to operate.
He gets more time. Yeah. So he gets more time. So let's see what he does. Curry's out a couple weeks again.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does. You know what I mean? Because he could go crazy having 30-point games for a whole month again. We don't know what he's gonna do. So
That's
I think
fair.
right
That's
now
fair.
is the time. He doesn't like coming off the bench. He's
a bench player, bro. I'm sorry. Like he's got to prove to me he's either a better shooter like Steph, or he's a legitimate point guard, which I'll give him.
But are you telling me Clay right now is better than Jordan Poole?
See, like if we're talking about like point in time right now, Clay.
Yeah, you telling me is Poole better?
Clay's there because of his injury and what he can potentially get back to. Both of them have not been playing what you want them to be like. Like you expect both of them to be doing a little bit better,
right?
But at least with Clay, I get better defense. Like at least, so I can bank on that. Jordan Poole, if I got Steph and Jordan Poole as my defenders, all this barbecue chicken, like that's y'all. It's tough, and y'all already play small ball. So like for me, he's got to either be an elite scorer or shooter and scorer the way Steph is, or he's got to develop that playmaking ability, which he's developing more. So like I see him improving his playmaking, but that's how I'm looking at it. So I think right now he's best served as a sixth man. And to be fair, I got to be consistent. I view Tyler Hero the same way. Tyrese Maxey the same way. Like if they have their
you think Maxey is a sixth man?
I think they need to be best on their current situation. They need to be best served as a sixth man. And Matt, he's getting 20 now. Hold on, hear me out. Because the reason why I say Russell Westbrook too needs to be sixth man. They're all starting caliber players. Imagine them with their own unit going up against the second tier players in the NBA. Yeah. They should be eating. So if they're getting 20 now, they should be getting 20 to 25 a little bit easier, and that helps out your team. That's the reason why I say you bring them off the bench, let them get their rhythm. Now you get James Harden, for example, with Maxey. James Harden gets some players who really are 3 and D. Tyrese Maxey is 6'3". He can play, he can defend, yes. But if you give like a taller defender with James Harden, who also is a 3 and D player now, that can play well. And he don't mind sitting at the bench come closeout time because we know what Tyrese Maxey can do. That's the reason why I say have him come off the bench. Manu Ginobili.
That's a tough take.
I'm just saying he had one of the best careers, and he was known as a sixth man. It's not who starts the game; it's who finishes. That is a fair take. That take I will take. What you just said there is I would take that. I would take what you just said. I would take that. But that's the reason why I leave Jordan Poole at the sixth man. He is a starter on another team. I'll say that. Like if he went to the Magic, he'd be a starter right now. That'd be actually an interesting combo too. They may want to look into that.
His Laker debut, 15-footer Klay Thompson. Westbrook had a hand on it. Another shot by Klay. That Timberwolves missed 30 shots, but did not have a single second chance point. LeBron with the free Anthony Davis has to be out. Inside Wiggins. It was knocked away. Beautiful play by Walker. 2-on-1 LeBron. Hold on. Here he comes. 3-on-2. Looney to Thompson to Curry to Wiggins. Here they go. The jump here. LeBron plucks it. Goes back inside. There's AD. Wiggins galloping and feeding. Curry 3. And set the floor. Final 5 minutes of the third. 3. Curry. Cool. Wiseman. 3 seconds game clock and shot clock. Third quarter. LeBron dancing on Wiseman with a triple. LeBron James with 24.
But I'm not gonna sway you on choosing the Lakers though. That's what I see. So I'm not choosing.
Listen, there's no way I choose the Lakers over a healthy Warrior. Oh wow,
they're not healthy. They missing Steph Curry.
No, I'm saying we can win without Curry. I'm not saying we can win a championship, but we could win.
So all right, so are you saying, just for clarification, are you saying one game or is the all right? And that's the reason why. So if I said a series, would your answer change?
No.
Still,
you don't have Anthony Davis.
I hear you, but y'all don't have Steph. Like
you don't have your presence. You need Anthony Davis. You need Anthony Davis to be Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like you need that. Like there's no way that you could. There's no way that you no. There's no way.
I hear you. I'm just saying.
And Wiseman and I dislike Wiseman.
Stop it. That man just came back from the G League. Let's not do that. Don't let me be disrespectful to Wiseman.
No, I don't like Wiseman. I don't like Wiseman. No, I don't like Wiseman. I don't like Wiseman. Wiseman to me is Wiseman. I would have drafted LaMelo Ball. I said this years ago. I would say it today. I've been said that. I would have took LaMelo Ball.
Mistake y'all had.
You get LaMelo with Clay and Curry. He's just distributing, playing flashy. Well, he'd have been like Magic. Not, you know what I mean? Not saying he'd have been Magic, but he would have been a Magic-esque type of Magic-esque, because he would have still got his little 3 up. You know what I mean? He would have done all of that, but he would have been passing the ball like no other. Like, everybody would have ate. There would be no Jordan Poole. I mean, that you would allow Curry to be
a 2-guard. Like, he really could, and he had the height to play small forward if need be. Although it would have hinged on Clay coming back, but I think you also get Wiggins too. So I think Clay ends up going to the bench at some point in time, which works out though, because to be fair, right now, him as a 6th man would be kind of cool to see. So I always said they should have gone after LaMelo Ball. I told Freddie that
he needs to be a 6th man.
I can't remember if he agreed or not, but Wiseman fit because he's a big, you know. And you saw what you did with Kevon Looney, so. But
you know what I'm saying, like.
Thompson, Trey, no. Reeves came over there to defend. Walker will race the other way. Finding James.
It will be for 39 years. Think about that.
Playing on a double-double himself with his 13 points. That he got the double-double. That was his 10-year under
or none. He made 259 his first 2 years.
Double-double tonight with 28 and 14 rebounds. On 24 shots. Tough shot. Davis got it over there. Another turnover. 3-on-1. And here they go. Westbrook. Double-double for James. And Wiggins puts up and nails a 3. Driving DiVincenzo. Screen by Green for Curry. Around the screen. Beverly in the corner. James 3. Played 55 games last year. Scored 30 and 34. Looney to Curry. Curry to 3. Beverly to foul. Miss right there by Steph. The early release from Anthony Davis with the over the shoulder.
15 for 43.
Westbrook at the other end. 15 now to 33 points. 6 rebounds and 7 assists. That shot was good by Hunter. The Warriors are victorious.
Like, either way, y'all done got nobody to stop Braun. That's how I look at it. So that's why I'm saying.
I don't know.
Do not tell me Andrew Wiggins. We gonna put him on the block and get him in quick little foul trouble. Out there.
Man, listen, Wiggins had my favorite player is Tatum. He had Tatum in that 4x4. He had him in that 4x4. He had him in.
So let me ask you this: Do you factor in because that Tatum and Wiggins had the same trainer that helped out Wiggins? Because like now you're more
comfortable. For a different day. That's a take for a different day because you're getting trained.
I'm just saying.
Nah, that's yes, that does factor because you know how they play. You know how they play. You know how they train. That's a take for a different day. That's what
I'm just saying. Maybe if he goes up against Braun, he looks different. Plus, it's a different body type too. Like Braun's still athletic. Braun's strong as hell. And if he start hitting that 3-ball properly, it might be a little problem. I'm not a Braun.
You telling me LeBron's game? You telling me LeBron's game at this point in time is better than Tatum?
I think Tatum right now is better than LeBron James. But my thing is, y'all have nobody on your team that can stop Braun. Like I hear you, because Andrew Wiggins did just slow down Tatum, right? But that's also Tatum's first time in the final. Braun's been there a couple times.
Well, I can't even blame Tatum. Tatum, I'm gonna tell you why. Tatum had one of the toughest roads to the finals in NBA history.
That's fair.
He had one of the toughest roads in NBA history to the finals. Durant, Giannis, then a very talented or a very structured good team in the Heat. You know what I'm saying? Like you factor that in. You factored that in. You see what I'm saying? Like That's a tough road. That's
definitely a tough road.
That's a tough road.
I just know when they got to the finals, JT had a couple of games where I'm like, all right, maybe Braun doesn't shrivel up in that moment. Like I saw Braun shrivel up his first go round, or I guess his second go round when he went to Miami, right? And so that was the first go round with Miami, but his second go round in total. He shriveled up then. He doesn't other times. You know what I'm saying? Like he at least played up to par. So I'm assuming because you have Andrew Wiggins guarding him, it's not going to be that same thing. I can hear Russell Westbrook maybe messing up. I might understand that. But the floor is also a little bit open now too, because I mean Thomas Bryant can shoot the 3 ball as well. We have some bigs now who can at least hold the fort down. Like I think we're going to be okay. And again, the best player in the series is Braun. So you usually have the best player. You do have the advantage. But I will give you guys, the Warriors, y'all arguably have the best. No, you guys have the best coaches, at least as of right now. Y'all have the better team.
I think Darvin Ham is doing a good job.
No, he is. But I mean, if you said Steve Kerr, Darvin Ham, who's better coach, I think you lean Steve Kerr. And that's why I say point in time right now. I think going forward it could change, but right now you might say Steve. So, but like I said, top down, I get you. Y'all are the deeper team, so I can't be mad at your answer. Plus, you're a fan, but I gotta go Lakers. Unfortunately. But we will see how that shakes out, though. So, but Byron, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show, my boy. We will definitely do this again. He was out and about coaching and whatnot, so we making sure that we bring you back on because football season's ramping. Well, I guess ending in a little while, so we make sure we covering up some NFL. But before we go, you got anything you want to say?
Nah, man. Just everybody have a blessed holiday. Be safe. Be responsible. What you do, how you do it. That's it. Definitely good being here. Look forward to talking more about the holiday games that come. NBA Christmas is always one of my favorite times. So definitely enjoy NBA Christmas. Y'all have a happy holidays, a blessed holidays. See y'all soon. Appreciate the invite.
Definitely. Well, I mean, I'm not even going to try to follow that. I get everything he said. Hope y'all have a good one, though. Greatly appreciate that, Byron. And everyone have a happy holidays. Tune in next time. See y'all. I appreciate you, my boy.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. We get buckets around here, too.